If you've ever found yourself searching for cool places to grab a bite, there are a few usual spots that probably spring to mind. But can today's fast food really compare to the options people had back in the 1970s when chains had truly unique personalities and standout features? Want to know which of those vintage fast food joints from the 70s have disappeared over time? Then join us as we explore 25 fast food chains from the 1970s that faded into history. Quiznos. I actually get excited about getting up in the morning and going to work. That was the spirit at Quiznos, which left its mark on the fast food scene in the early 1980s by introducing gourmet toasted subs, a fresh and exciting idea back then. While other chains focused on cold-cut sandwiches, Quiznos emphasized high quality, carefully sourced ingredients and aimed for big flavor and texture. The simple act of toasting the subs made all the difference, melting cheese and warming meats for a taste that felt both premium and comforting. Quiznos specialized in toasted submarine sandwiches with bold combinations like the classic Italian and the Black Angus steak. Their toasty bread added crunch, perfectly paired with gooey fillings inside. Ingredients like fresh mozzarella, roasted red peppers, and quality deli meats gave their subs a gourmet edge. Favorites like the classic Italian with layers of salami, pepperoni, capicola, fresh veggies, and tangy dressing satisfied lovers of traditional deli fare, while the smoky, savory mesquite chicken sub became a fan favorite. But Quiznos' success didn't last. As competition from giants like Subway heated up and health-conscious dining trends took over, people started turning to lighter, fresher meals with more customization. Despite its early innovation, Quiznos struggled to stay ahead. Next, we moved from toasted subs to a place where ice cream was more than dessert. It was an experience. Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor. Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor. Yay, it's all here at Farrell's in Mira Mesa. That kind of enthusiasm was the norm at Farrell's, founded in 1963 by Bob Farrell and Ken McCarthy in Portland, Oregon. This whimsical ice cream parlor, inspired by the early 20th century, quickly became a favorite from the 60s through the 90s. With its festive atmosphere and over-the-top sundaes, Farrell's wasn't just about sweets. It was about celebration. Giant banana splits and towering ice cream creations came in vibrant dishes, topped with whipped cream, cherries, and rainbow sprinkles. The star of the show was the Zoo Sundae. Multiple scoops of ice cream, syrups, candies, and whipped cream served in a giant bowl. Patrons also loved thick hand-spun milkshakes, frothy root beer floats, and fresh banana splits made with creamy premium ice cream. Farrell's final location in Brea, California, closed on June 8, 2019, marking the end of a sugary theatrical era in American dining. But while Farrell's was a crowd pleaser, our next stop was a practical favorite for families and late-night diners alike. Wax. If you want a great Oriental dinner, just follow the experts to America's Family Restaurant. That was the pitch for Wax, a chain launched by Walgreens in the 1970s to tap into the growing trend of 24-hour diners like Denny's. This unique concept married the convenience of all-night service with the familiar Walgreens name. At its peak, Wax operated 91 locations, serving up hearty breakfasts and juicy burgers to hungry customers around the clock. Wax became beloved for its all-day breakfast. Think pancakes, waffles, omelets, and crispy bacon or sausage. They also served American comfort classics like meatloaf with mashed potatoes and rich gravy, made in generous portions with that homemade touch. Wax had a loyal following, especially among Walgreens regulars, but our next chain took a more local approach. Penguin Point, founded in Indiana in 1950, wasn't just another fast food joint. It was a local treasure with deep community ties. Known for its breaded pork tenderloin sandwiches and signature crinkle-cut fries, this chain offered comfort food with heart. The pork tenderloin, a Midwest favorite, was seasoned and fried to golden perfection, then served on a soft bun with pickles and mustard. Penguin Point's fries were legendary for their crispy outside and fluffy inside, perfect next to a burger or sandwich. Their signature item? The Big Wally Burger, named after founder Wallace Stout. A thick, goosey burger on a toasted bun with crisp lettuce and ripe tomato. The food was hearty and satisfying, filled with nostalgic flavor. But despite its loyal fan base, Penguin Point couldn't keep up. As fast food evolved, national chains with massive marketing budgets and broader menus took over. Health-conscious trends shifted tastes towards leaner meals and plant-based options. Even though Penguin Point tried to modernize, it couldn't match the momentum of the bigger players, which leads us to our next entry, one that fully embraced the health food wave of the 1970s, Supplantation. Supplantation, known as sweet tomatoes in some areas, became a pioneer of health-focused dining in the fast food world. Emerging in the late 70s, it offered a buffet-style experience centered on fresh, nutritious options, perfect for diners seeking lighter fare in a world of greasy alternatives. Guests could fill their plates with crisp veggies, vibrant fruit, homemade soups, and baked goods. The salad bar featured seasonal vegetables, pasta salads, and an array of dressings. Fresh soups like clam chowder and chicken noodle were made daily, and their warm, fluffy muffins, especially blueberry and cornbread, were a perfect sweet ending to a healthy meal. While Supplantation catered to the health-conscious, the next chain on our list took a totally different route in its branding. Mini Pearls Chicken. It's Sunday at Mini Pearls, and the fried chicken is sizzling. Founded in 1966 and named after beloved country comedian Sarah Ophelia Cannon, better known as Mini Pearl from the Grand Ole Opry, this chain brought Southern charm straight to the plate. Mini Pearl's chicken made its mark in the 1980s with golden, crispy fried chicken, paired with comforting sides like coleslaw and cornbread. The meat was marinated in buttermilk, seasoned with a blend of southern spices, and fried to perfection. Juicy on the inside, crispy on the outside. It was the essence of down-home cooking. Sides like fluffy biscuits and creamy mashed potatoes with rich gravy completed the meal. With branding that leaned heavily on Mini Pearl's image, the restaurant exuded rural warmth and nostalgia, especially across the South and Midwest. But as it expanded too fast, without the backbone of a strong franchise model, the momentum quickly faded. Within just a few years, Mini Pearl's chicken went from rising star to cautionary tale. Proof that charm alone isn't enough to survive in the fast food world. Goodies earned its name by offering food that was, well, just plain good. This regional chain carved out its niche with hearty, home-style meals made from fresh, local ingredients. Known for its rotating burger specials and decadent chocolate malts, Goodies kept things interesting with seasonal flair. Guests enjoyed classic fare like melty mac and cheese, thick sandwiches, and rich sides, all served on plain white plates with generous portions and no fuss. Their nachos came smothered in real melted cheese and jalapenos, while pretzels were warm, soft, and paired with sharp mustard or creamy cheese dip. Goodies grilled hot dogs to a savory finish, often loaded with relish, onions, or spicy mustard. Diners appreciated the community-focused spirit, where each meal felt connected to local culinary traditions. But despite its loyal customer base, Goodies couldn't keep up with the aggressive national chains that pushed into its territory with slicker marketing and bigger budgets. The limited reach eventually spelled the end for this hometown hero. Winkies, hey Winker, want a big banana? No, it's not a fruit, it's a pen. Just one of the quirky promotions that made Winkies unforgettable. Launched in 1963 by the Aronstein brothers, Winkies started as a meat supplier before jumping into the burger game. Riding the wave created by McDonald's, Winkies quickly expanded to 42 locations across 3 states. The menu offered fast food staples, juicy burgers, crispy fries, and thick milkshakes, all served in cheerful plastic containers. Burgers came stacked with fresh lettuce, tomatoes, and onions on toasted buns. The fries were golden and crunchy, while shakes were rich and made with real ice cream. While Winkies didn't reinvent the menu, it captured the spirit of the era. Fast, fun, and flavorful. Kenny Rogers Roasters. You might know him for his music, but in the early 90s, Kenny Rogers brought his southern charm to the dinner table. Founded in 1991, Kenny Rogers Roasters answered America's craving for healthier fast food. The star of the show, rotisserie chicken, slow roasted over wood for that juicy, smoky flavor. Served on rustic wooden platters, meals include hearty sides like cornbread, baked beans, and mashed potatoes. The chicken was marinated with herbs and spices, making every bite tender and aromatic. It was comfort food with a health-conscious twist. But despite a strong start, the chain couldn't keep pace with fast-growing rivals. By 1999, Kenny Rogers Roasters had vanished from the US market, though its legacy lives on in international branches. Red Barn, with buildings shaped like, you guessed it, big red barns. This chain stood out even before you saw the menu. Red Barn exploded in popularity in the 60s and 70s with its signature Barnbuster and Big Barney burgers, plus crispy fried chicken and hearty fish sandwiches. Their self-serve barn buffet was ahead of its time, letting customers customize their meals. Burgers were smoky and rich, made from locally sourced beef, while their fried chicken had a satisfyingly crunchy crust. Everything was served with simplicity: paper trays, vibrant colors, and generous portions. Red Barn captured the essence of Americana, but it eventually faded as the fast food industry consolidated, and bigger players crowded out the independents. Carol's Carols began in 1960 with a rather odd mascot, a yellow slug. Thankfully, that gave way to a blonde boy in a fedora as the brand matured. Carol's built its reputation on 15-cent burgers, an unbeatable price for families on a budget. Their meals were classic: soft buns, crisp toppings, and fries with thick, creamy shakes. Herb Slotnick took the reins and turned Carol's into a franchising operation that grew steadily across several states. But by 1980, Carol's had served its final burger. Still, it didn't vanish entirely. The company behind Carol's now operates over 1,000 Burger King and Popeyes locations, so its DNA lives on, even if the slug mascot doesn't. Showbiz Pizza Place. Step inside Showbiz Pizza Place and it felt like a party. Founded in 1980, the chain combined pizza, arcade games, and live animatronic entertainment. It was the ultimate destination for kids' birthdays or weekend fun. Their all-you-can-eat pizza buffet featured pies loaded with gooey cheese, spicy sausage, and crunchy veggies on crispy crusts. Guests also snacked on mozzarella sticks, fried wings, and other arcade-style eats. But the real stars were the animatronic band, the Rockafire Explosion, with colorful characters like Billy Bob the Bear and Mitzi Mozzarella putting on musical shows. Though the experience was unforgettable, by 1992, Showbiz merged into Chuck E. Cheese. ending its standalone brand but leaving behind a legacy of fun, food, and family memories. Ponderosa Steakhouses at Old Fashioned Square. Deal prices, right kids. Right on GS. Right on Ponderosa Steakhouses introduced the concept of a steak buffet, offering diners the best of both worlds. Customers could enjoy steaks prepared on demand. Complemented by an extensive buffet of sides and salads, the chain's rustic, family-friendly atmosphere appealed to those seeking a casual dining experience with a touch of Western flair. Their menu featured tender steaks, baked potatoes, and a vast salad bar. The steaks were juicy and flavorful, often cooked over an open flame. Ponderosa Steakhouses were known for their affordable steak meals, offering cuts like ribeye and sirloin, cooked to the customer's preference. These were served with hearty sides like baked potatoes, steamed vegetables, and dinner rolls. The restaurant also featured a buffet with items like salad, pasta, and various hot dishes, allowing diners to enjoy a variety of food in one sitting. Up next for you, we have a different steakhouse chain that took a far more unique approach to service York Steakhouse. And so, we are very excited to York Steakhouse. Be here today, it is the absolute last of its kind. Where are we headed to today? York Steakhouse, your steakhouse. York Steakhouse, popular in the 1970s and 1980s, introduced a novel self-service model for selecting steaks. This concept allowed diners to choose their cut of meat and have it cooked to their liking, providing a level of customization that was uncommon in casual dining. At the time, York Steakhouse positioned itself as a family-friendly, value-oriented option, offering quality steaks at prices that were accessible to a broader range of customers. Diners enjoyed thick, juicy steaks served with a choice of sides, all presented on sturdy plates. The steaks had a rich, smoky flavor, enhanced by quality marinades. York Steakhouse provided a variety of steak options, from filet mignon to sirloin, each grilled to order and seasoned with a blend of spices to enhance the natural flavors of the beef, accompanied by sides like baked potatoes, fresh rolls, and seed vegetables. York Steakhouse catered to those seeking a classic steakhouse experience without the high price tag. Moving on from York Steakhouse, our next feature is a chain with a remarkably controversial name, Sambo's. You can dine for $1.99 in Sambo's. Now till May 11th, our dinner special is Sambo's, all beef chop steak. Sambo's experienced rapid expansion in the fast food realm, becoming known for offering breakfast all day long. The chain's around-the-clock breakfast menu appealed to shift workers and late-night diners, helping it carve out a niche in the competitive restaurant market. Their signature offerings included fluffy pancakes, burgers, and sandwiches served on classic diner plates. The food was hearty and satisfying with a taste that emphasized comfort and nostalgia. The restaurant, however, soon experienced controversies because of its name, and in spite of attempts to rebrand, it began its slide to failure. Sambo's served classic American diner fare, with an emphasis on pancakes and hearty breakfasts. Their pancakes were light and fluffy, often served with a generous helping of butter and syrup. Sambo's also offered comfort food dishes such as burgers, club sandwiches, and fried chicken, each prepared with a home-style touch that appealed to diners looking for familiar, satisfying meals. And if you thought Sambo's was the height of convenience, check out this chain that combined dining with roadside convenience stews. Stews is part of the nostalgia of reviving the great American Stuckey's road trip, because people are craving comfort. Stuckey carved out a unique niche in the American dining landscape, blending roadside convenience stores with fast food. Serves primarily in the South. The chain became instantly recognizable thanks to its distinctive teal blue roof. A beacon for weary travelers seeking refreshment and a quick bite, Stu's gained fame for its pan-log rolls, a sweet treat that became synonymous with road trips for many families. The restaurant served a variety of snack sandwiches and desserts. The food was usually presented simply with an emphasis on flavor and quality. Its pan-log rolls were a sweet, nutty treat made from locally sourced beans, while other menu items highlighted traditional southern ingredients. Stu's was famous for its pan-log rolls, a sweet confection made from nougat caramel and beans. They also served traditional southern snacks like boiled peanuts and BBQ sandwiches, which featured tender, slow-cooked meat with tangy sauce on a soft bun. Stucky roadside restaurants were a haven for travelers looking for a quick bite of regional comfort food. Despite its initial success and nostalgic appeal, Stucky struggled to adapt to the changing landscape of American travel and dining habits. Unlike Stu's, though, our next chain is one that rode the wave of casual dining popularity into the late 20th century. Sizzler. It's an appropriate name for a steakhouse. It makes you think of that sizzling sound. Sizzler when the steak is cooking. It's a pleasant sound. Well, it used to be one of the most recognizable names in the restaurant industry and was briefly considered to be the largest chain of steakhouses in the United States. Sizzler rose to prominence in the 1980s and 90s, becoming a household name in casual dining. The chain was known for its combination of seafood and an extensive salad bar, offering a diverse range of options to suit various tastes and dietary preferences. Sizzler's concept of a craft salad bar was particularly innovative, allowing diners to customize their meals with fresh ingredients. Sizzler's signature dishes included grilled steaks such as sirloin and ribeye, as well as fried shrimp and baked salmon. The buffet offered a variety of salads, soups, and pasta dishes, allowing diners to customize their meals. The steaks were known for their tender, goosey texture and were often served with baked potatoes or garlic bread. Diners enjoyed grilled steaks and seafood served with a selection of fresh salads, all presented on large plates. Moving on from Sizzler, our next chain took a different approach to breaking out and somehow combined the fame and popularity of sports superstars with the convenience of fast food. Geno's Hamburgers. Hi everybody. Oh, it's your old Goose friend, Soupy Sales, and you want to know why everybody goes to Goose. Well, it's because of all the good food you get there. Goose Hamburgers, founded in 1959 by football players Gino Moretti and Alan Amici, brought a touch of sports celebrity to the fast food world. Starting in Baltimore, Maryland, the chain quickly gained popularity, expanding to an impressive 359 locations at its peak. Goose capitalized on Moretti's fame as a football player, using his name recognition to attract customers and differentiate itself from other burger joints. Geno's Hamburgers specialized in flame-grilled burgers and Italian-style sandwiches. The burgers were served on toasted FS with fresh toppings, and the Italian sandwiches featured flavorful meats and cheeses. The presentation was simple, emphasizing the quality of the ingredients. Goose Hamburgers served up juicy flame-broiled burgers, often topped with lettuce, tomato, pickles, and their special sauce. Their burgers were known for their smoky flavor and were paired with crispy French fries and thick milkshakes. Goose also offered fried chicken and fish sandwiches, catering to a diverse clientele seeking fast, delicious meals. Next, we have for you a fast food chain that pioneered a classic American dining experience, A&W restaurants. For 50 years. People have been coming to A&W drive-ins for a rich, natural tasting, old-fashioned root beer. A&W drive-in restaurants holds a special place in American dining history as one of the pioneers of the drive-in format. The chain became famous for its root beer floats served in frosty mugs, a signature item that drew customers from far and wide. Diners enjoyed hot dogs, burgers, and crispy fries, all served in vintage-style containers. The food was flavorful and nostalgic, with root beer made from high-quality ingredients. A&A and drive-in restaurants were famous for their root beer, which was served in frosty mugs alongside their burgers and hot dogs. Their root beer was made from a special blend of herbs and spices, giving it a rich, creamy flavor. A&W also served classic American fare, such as cheeseburgers, onion rings, and fried chicken, all designed to be enjoyed from the comfort of your car. While the A&W drive-in experience was surely a classic. This next fast food chain took a different approach and tried to compete with national burger giants as a regional outfit. Wetson's Burgers on Wetson. I'd never heard of Wetson before. Wesson's Burgers about a year ago, as we didn't have one anywhere near me as I have researched. There are so many things about this chain that I would have totally fallen in love with. Stay tuned to find out what happened to Wetson's Burgers, operated primarily in the New York area, carving out a niche for itself in a market dominated by national chains. The restaurant became known for its value meals, offering a combination of a burger, fries, and a drink at an affordable price point. Wetson's signature item was the Big W Burger, which aimed to compete with similar offerings from larger chain. The company's slogan gave a hamburger a break, playfully encouraged customers to try something different from the usual fast food options. Wetton was known for its car-broiled burgers and fries. Their burgers were thin, griddled patties served with lettuce, tomato, and onions on a perfectly toasted soft bun and presented in paper wrappers. Wetson's also featured milkshakes made with real ice cream, and their fries were golden and crispy, providing the perfect complement to their burger offerings. The Wetson's outfit might not have been a national success, but our next chain was one whose mascot became an enduring icon. All over America, Bob's Big Boy. Bob's Big Boy, we know you have to start out with the best chicken to end up with the best Bob's Big Boy chicken. That's why we serve only plump, juicy, top quality fryers. Bob's Big Boy started its journey in 1926 as a humble establishment called Bob's Pantry in Southern California. The restaurant's chubby, checkered, overall-clad boy holding a burger aft became one of the most recognizable mascots in American dining history. Founder Bob Wyan created the famous double-decker hamburger that would become the chain's signature item. This burger, along with this iconic Big Boy mascot, helped propel the restaurant to national fame. Bob's Big Boy was best known for its double-decker hamburgers, featuring 2 beef patties, American cheese, lettuce, pickles, and their special Big Boy sauce, all served on a sesame seed bun. The burgers were stacked tall, and diners often paired them with thick-cut fries and creamy milkshakes. Bob's Big Boy also offered diner-style comfort foods, like fried chicken and meatloaf. Next up, check out this entry that started AA Restaurant and expanded into the hotel industry, our Johnson Howard. Johnson's founded near Boston in 1925 by Howard D. Johnson, was Howard Johnson, once the biggest restaurant chain in the country. Howard Johnson's remarkable journey began in 1925 with a single soda stand in Quincy, Massachusetts. Howard Deering Johnson's commitment to quality ice cream laid the foundation for what would become one of America's first restaurant franchises. The chain expanded rapidly, eventually boasting over 400 locations across the country. The restaurant's food was served in bright orange and blue dishes, reflecting the chain's vibrant branding. The fried clams were cry-why and flavorful, made with fresh seafood sourced from local markets, while the ice cream was rich and creamy, made from high-quality dairy, Howard Johnson restaurants were famous for their 28 flavors of ice cream and signature fried clams. Their ice cream was rich and creamy, with flavors ranging from traditional vanilla to more unique offerings like butter pecan. Their fried clams were a standout, featuring a crunchy coating and tender interior, served with tartar sauce and lemon wedges alongside other seafood dishes, like shrimp and hack wrapping up. Check out our final entry one that entrenched itself deeply into contemporary American culture. Woolworth's lunch counters, Frank Winfield. Woolworth opened the first F.W. Woolworth's Woolworth Company store in Utica, New York on February 22, 1879. It was called Woolworth's Great 5-Cent Store. Woolworth's lunch counters became an integral part of American culture, offering simple, affordable meals to shoppers and workers alike. These counters pioneered the concept of self-service, allowing customers to grab a quick bite without the need for table service. Woolworths became famous for its grilled sandwiches and ice cream sundaes, providing a taste of comfort food to millions since Woolworth's lunch counters were iconic spots in 5 and dime stores that offered quick and affordable meals. Some of its signature items include classic sandwiches, salads and desserts served on simple white plates. The food was hearty and comforting, emphasizing fresh ingredients that appealed to a wide range of customers. Woolworth's lunch counters served cheese sand, switches, hamburgers, and soups. The grilled cheese sandwiches were a customer favorite, made with thick slices of white bread toasted to golden perfection, oozing with melted cheddar hamburgers, while served with fresh toppings like lettuce and tomato, accompanied by crispy fries. Woolworths also offered classic comfort food items like meatloaf turkey with gravy and hearty bowls of chicken noodle soup, providing quick and satisfying meals to shoppers. Childs, a pioneering chain, was founded in 1889 in New York Child City by brothers Samuel Esch Child and William Childs. Their vision was to create an affordable dining experience that appealed to the growing middle class in urban areas, and they succeeded in revolutionizing the restaurant industry. Childs was one of the first restaurants to emphasize a clean and uniform atmosphere, with white-tiled walls, sparkling chrome fixtures, and immaculate tables that helped establish a sense of reliability and trust among its patrons. Childs was known for its comforting American diner fare, particularly during the early to mid-20th century. Childs' restaurant were known for serving simple, hearty American meals. Their menu featured dishes such as pancakes, eggs, and bacon for breakfast, and sandwiches, soups, and pies for lunch and dinner. The dishes were made with fresh ingredients often sourced locally and prepared in a straightforward, no-frills style. Notable offerings included clam chowder and creamed spinach, staples that paired well with fresh bread and butter. The rise of fast food chains and changing consumer preferences led to a decline in its customer base and its closure by the late 1960s, moving on our next 1970s. Fast food chain was one that made steak available for everyone to eat without spending excessively. Steak and Ale Eunice Hot Steak. NL Eunice Steak and Ale emerged in 1966, founded by Norman Bringer in Dallas, Texas. This chain revolutionized the casual dining scene by offering quality steaks at prices that wouldn't break the bank. The meals were served in rustic wooden platters, and the steaks were known for their rich smoky flavor, a result of being grilled over open flame steak, and Ale was renowned for its prime rib and sirloin steaks cooked to perfection and served with sides like baked potatoes and creamed spinach. Their signature salad bar allowed guests to create their own fresh salads with toppings like crisp lettuce tomatoes and homemade dressings. The steaks was marinated and seared, bringing out robust smoky flavors that became a signature of the restaurant. Next, let's explore a fast food chain that sought to elevate the humble submarine sandwich to an art form. Which of these restaurants would you have liked to eat? In how many would you bring back? If you could, you're welcome to share it with us in the comments. Of course, don't forget to like, subscribe and share with all your friends. Bye for now.